2.06, how to complete a tax return. So I wanted to kind of go over it a little bit with you. So I brought up the actual assignment that you have to do. You see, the first thing it asked you in this, excuse me, in the task is to download a blank form. So you click this download button, and when you download it, you'll get a blank form that looks like this. It'll have kind of the top part of the form, and then it'll also have the bottom part of the form. Okay, when you after you download it, you're going to use the information that's given in the assignment. You see that the case study is for Connie Jones, and she lives at 7700 High Meadow Drive in Monument, Colorado. And there's the zip code. Here's her social security number, and here is what she does. She's a sales associate. So if you go to your form, you'll see the first part, the top part of the form. There's a place for her name, her first name here, and then her last name here. She's single, so it's not a joint return, so you wouldn't put anything here. And then here's a place for her home address and for her city, state, and zip code. Now, on this form, since she doesn't have any dependents, you won't put anything there. You won't put anything where the signatures are. But you see right here, it says her occupation. Her occupation is a sales associate, so you would enter that in that particular box. Okay, and you go back to your directions. It tells you what her wages are, how much was withheld for federal income tax, and it says she is single with no children. She can't be claimed as a dependent on another person's return. She had health coverage. She has no adjustments. She doesn't qualify for any credits, and she'll take the standard deduction. So it gives you a little hint that she is going to have tax on the tax table. So you'll use the tax table. You click on tax table, and it would bring up something like this. So when you go to your form and to fill out the second part, the first thing you're going to enter is your wages for Connie. And you remember on this, her wages were $27,525. So you'll enter that on line 1. She doesn't have any credits or anything, so none of this right here, you would complete anything. So on line 6, it asks for your total income. It says add lines 1 through 5. Well, when you add 1 through 5, you'll see that there's nothing in any blank except line 1. So you'll bring that amount down to line 6. And then you go through and read each one and determine what you put in the blanks. So her total income is going to be $27,525 because she didn't have any adjustments to her income. Okay, and then the next line you'll look at is her adjusted gross income. And since she had no adjustments on her income, that figure would be brought down. Now, standard deduction. Remember in the problem, it says she would take the standard deduction. So on line 8, if you'll look over here for somebody single, like she is, the standard deduction is $12,000. So on line 8, you would enter $12,000 for her standard deduction. She doesn't have any other deductions. So to determine her taxable income on line 10, you're going to subtract line 8 from line 9. And I'm sorry, you'll subtract lines 8 and 9 from line 7. So you see there's nothing on line 9. So you'll put the you'll subtract line 8 from line 7, and that will give you your taxable income. Now you're going to look at the tax on that taxable income. So when you get that amount, you'll go to your tax table and you'll find that amount on your tax table for a single person, and you'll enter that on that line. And then you just keep reading what it says. Subtract line 12 from line 11. Remember, there's no other taxes, no other credits, so there's nothing else that you would add into any of those lines. But just read each one, and if you see anything that it asks for any kind of credit or anything like that, you know she does not have any credits or any adjustments to her income. So you keep going and you'll figure out what her total tax is on line 13 when you add lines 13 and 14. And then federal income tax withheld. If you look on line 16, the federal income tax withheld, go back to your problem. There's the federal income tax withheld, $1,825. So you'll add that on that line. And then by reading the other lines, you'll be able to determine based on her tax and based on what she's already paid if she's entitled to a refund. So go through those steps, making sure you read each one. If you get confused, go back to your content and watch that video again. Hopefully this will help you. Hopefully I hope it didn't confuse you a lot, but this would help you with explaining those lines a little bit better. So if you still have problems, just email me and I'll try to help you out with that. And maybe I can do something else that'll help you understand a little bit better. So taxes are not that hard, but sometimes you just have to read each line and figure out what to do because there's a lot of extra stuff on the tax returns. So sometimes it makes it a little bit confusing. So let me know if you're still having trouble. Have a great day.